Here's the number one mistake that you have to avoid as you're building your personal media empire. This is a mistake that I have personally made. And this started back in 2018, 2019, when I started down this path of trying to build a personal brand. I said, I'm going to be a content creator. I'm going to start putting out videos. I'm going to start putting out LinkedIn articles. I'm going to start doing podcasts, all that stuff. Because at that point, I started to see just the power of having a brand, of having a media machine underneath of you. Because as I left one business, I would have to go and start the flywheel all over again because nobody knew who I was, right? So I started down this path, trying to build this media machine, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just kind of floundering my way through. I started putting out videos every single day on Instagram. And I've told this story before that, one of the things that we struggle with when it comes to putting yourself out there on the internet is not knowing how to articulate the thoughts inside of your head, not knowing how to communicate them in a compelling way. And you get weird when you turn on the camera. Like you pull out your phone, you start staring at it. You can talk like a normal human, and right up until the moment that you push record, and all of a sudden you're like, I feel like an idiot, right? You just don't know where the words are anymore. So to get over that, I created this Instagram account where I would just create a video every single day. I would pick a topic and I would try to talk articulately about it in under 60 seconds. At the end of the year, I had 365 videos. Nobody had liked any of them, right? Like that channel, I think I maybe had like 800 subscribers on Instagram. Not great. That's not nothing. Don't get me wrong, but it wasn't anything to write home about. It was not the empire that I was trying to build, but that wasn't the point. The point was I needed to get the repetition, right? Because quality comes through quantity. And at the end of the year, I just deleted that account and I started a new account. Now, same thing happened on YouTube. In that same period of time, I was putting those same videos that I was doing on Instagram onto YouTube. And at the end of that period, I had hundreds of videos on YouTube, but I only had 220 subscribers. Again, not to knock anybody that has, just starting off and you have 200 subscribers. That's great. But that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was like, I'm trying to, build something bigger here. And so what ended up happening is at the end of that year of doing all my repetitions and saying, okay, I'm a better communicator now. I have better ideas to share. I can communicate them in a more compelling way. I went back to both those accounts and I deleted all the videos. And then something really interesting happened is on YouTube, we changed the approach. So no longer did I just turn on the camera with an idea and start talking to it, which is very similar to what I do on this channel. Actually, if you look, this is pretty interesting. If you look at the main Anthony Vicino YouTube channel and compare it to the Amplified Impact YouTube channel, you'll notice they're very different in terms of the size of audience, the quality of storytelling, the quality of production, right? The main channel is very, very different, has a high degree of intention, whereas the Amplified Impact channel has much more authenticity. What I'm trying to do in this is very different than what I'm trying to do on that. The one, I'm trying to attract and cast a very wide net. This one, I'm trying to go very deep with you and speak to you from the heart as a person connecting with another person, because at some point, maybe you will want to work with me and that would be fantastic. I think that'd be really cool. But the game didn't change until I made this switch in my mind about understanding the platform I was playing on. And that is the thing, the tip, the mistake that you have to avoid is you cannot treat YouTube the same as you treat Instagram. You can't just put out content and hope it works. You have to create content with intention and direction towards a particular goal. And so the content that we create for the Amplified Impact YouTube channel has a very different goal. How we create it is very, very different because the goals are different. Now, I didn't understand that at the time. When I started and I was putting out all those videos, I was trying to build an audience. I was trying to get the flywheel going. And yet the content I was creating wasn't achieving that goal because the content I was creating wasn't designed for virality. It wasn't designed for getting growth and building awareness. It was designed for what I'm doing now, which is to go deep, but there was nobody to go deep with, right? And it wasn't until I changed the approach and I started to understand, the way to get awareness on this platform is through X, Y, and Z. And that's going to be different for YouTube than it is LinkedIn, different than it is Instagram, right? The moment I made that shift, the channel blew up and it went from 200 subscribers to well over 200,000 over the next 12 to 18 months. Right now we're sitting around 300,000 is because the way that we created content with a different goal in mind completely shifted. You'll notice with this other channel, Amplified Impact, we're pretty much making similar videos to what I did many years ago, what I was trying to do initially with the main channel. I can do it now because I have enough inertia, enough of the flywheel, enough eyeballs coming in from all of the other awareness channels that I have to be able to build consideration and go deep, right? You can't do that in the very beginning. You have to play a little bit of the game to get awareness, get people in, to get the algorithm putting your name and your content out there so that then you can go deep. And that's one of the big mistakes that I see a lot of creators making is they're making good content that goes deep and tells their story, but it's not designed to go viral on that platform. It wasn't until I figured that out that I started creating viral content on LinkedIn that we went from 8,000 subscribers to, what are we at now? 99,000, right? So well over 10xing, because we understood, oh, we need to create content that goes viral to build awareness, and then we can funnel that over to our consideration content. So the way that I conceptualize this is as a funnel. The top of the funnel is your temporary content. That is the content that is trying to drive awareness, right? That's your viral content. The goal of that content is to drive people down the funnel to your evergreen content, the Amplified Impact channel, right? The book, the newsletter, right? The content that stands out and goes longer with people and builds that consideration, makes them want to work with you. But it wasn't until I understood the distinction between those two goals and the type of content that you're going to create with the one objective versus the other that things started to improve. So if that's you and where you're at on the journey right now is that you're struggling to get that traction, to get that growth, it's probably because you're creating the one, expecting it to achieve the other's results. And you have to go back and you have to start creating native to the platform that you're working on. Understand what works on YouTube. It's going to be a little bit different than what works on LinkedIn, Instagram, or TikTok, right? Each one has different rules, and until you master those rules, you're going to just keep floundering, and you're not going to see the growth. And you're going to think, oh, what's the point? This isn't worth it. This doesn't work. Anthony's full of shit. And you would be both right and wrong. But that's a conversation for a different day. So I will see you guys in the next episode. Until then, stay hyper-focused, my friends.